several footprints in the mud, left by work boots, anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs. This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, a rusting control panel with several knobs. The words Marsh and Arrête. The crane does not return. No screech of metal when you push the button this time. Only... You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not... You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer. Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because what wasn't an option? Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
Mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots... Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing to help out nice fellows such as yourself. Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht. Oh yes, I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags. Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad. Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do.
He didn't actually understand what you meant. And now he's just nodding along.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair. I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment?
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Everard. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry. Why? Believe me, he's not a killer. He's a nobody. Just a basement variety armchair fascist.
Did one of his complex theories turn out to be true?
What if it did? What if he took a whack in the dark? Started telling people the strike is funded by a protection racket that drove local shops out of business? What if he planned to write a hack piece to the local newspaper regarding these crazy theories he had developed? Just to stir up trouble. Wouldn't that be annoying? So funny, Harry. I, of course, love journalism. And I know secretly you do too. And now please, let's get back to the... By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild... Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines Group.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor. Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers...
He performs a motion as if spraying
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yesut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the... Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to... Now, I haven't Yes, but enough about me and one of them got down...
By negotiator.
Harry, we got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Potentially, Harry, potentially. There's a militant wing in... They're like you...
So these... Aren't you worried?
Oh, I'm not...
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried.
How do I... Last winter, these guys...
So you...
You said...
He's not scared of them.
Oh, why? See, Harry? Many questions, but... Oh, old...
Interesting.
They're all... Work with... You know...
The lieutenant marks something.
But of course...
When you meet this, Titus, tell him about this. See...
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. I'm not...
Needless to say, the lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote. He looks a little...
Good boy. A real team player. Was it? I don't know. Yes, Harry.
He's been hurt too much in the past. By men who aren't.
Just between...
Kingsman.
And what would...
Once again, I require nothing...
It depends.
But, he thinks.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get... You bring joy... You need to get... Once you have the signatures, mail this... Yes, your lost gun. My best men... Your gun...
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding,
Of course. I understand. We had...
See you soon.
The tear machine your bottles clunk into the machine. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy.
Over here. Let me handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome. Yes, extremely normal. I'm not a gardener, by the way. I'm a legal counselor for the... So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to...
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks. You're sure easily mentioned something about a lawyer, Elizabeth someone. But you're too dumb to remember what it was.
What are we going to do to you?
Why did you say that? Did you forget your...
The Union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress. Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems? Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers. We've talked to Evrard Claire. We know who these men are. The Union's militant wing.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their butt.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. Let's. What you want is of no significance.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We're looking for Titus Hardy.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Evrard? And what did he tell you? That we killed him? That we took a cargo belt from the harbor, went out back, and used it to hang him? Because we did. All of us together. I hope he told the story straight. I hope.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive. In mine. So am I. Now, how about you get the
Countless lines separate life and death. What terminal boundary was crossed here? Men like Titus don't murder over nothing. Ask him again.
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a hardy boy without arresting. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
Who do you fucking think does?
That's right, asshole. Titus Hardy runs the Hardy Boys.
I think you got your answer.
No, you did not get an answer. Titus does administrative work. He pushes paper, fills out forms. The others can't read.
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
Doesn't remember them. He just forgets. Are you hearing this, Titus?
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
Known him? We don't associate with scum like...
Yeah!
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless. And he stepped out of line.
What kind of must?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Start.
'Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm RNA's goddamn...
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some RNA's parrot...
We couldn't believe it either. But he fucking did. Right there. Like some...
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
There's slight unease in him suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grab one of ours mid-karaoke, right there.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fuck. Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it.
Yeah, me and Eugene got around. Aren't you fucking listening?
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you. We hanged him up by his neck until he got real.
Didn't they teach you anything?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school.
Can you give us a few more details? Did you muffle him? We haven't heard any
Titus.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks. Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our
Titus lets the others clear out the details, so he doesn't get his hands muddy with explaining too much.
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough explaining.
No, he hasn't. Not yet. Actually, they're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Given how many questions you've lobbed their way. Well, this one, but he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up.
Like what, Copper?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a...
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials.
Rent-a-cop? So that's what this is about. Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys.
The boys are too eager to please him to keep their mouths shut. You're gonna get a good...
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy Boys, you fuck with Titus...
Relax, Dennis. No one is
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fuck...
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture. Good. You could take another look at the tracks in the yard, on the crime scene. See if they fit this bunch. The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and then seems to wait for you to speak.
Boss need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the unit.
Vodka borscht! I love it, Bratan! Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yours.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea. honestly. The place is a powder keg. He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew.
Speak Revacholian? We speak Suren. There is no such thing as the Revachol.
The cook is still smoking. Ash.
Good thing he didn't understand a word of your stupidity.
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind. The mention of mañana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole... They're friends. He smiles and nods enthusiastically and, chattering away, there are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right, the hardy boys in the mess hall of whirling in rags. 1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick, Titus Hardy. The one with the ball cap on his... Is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene. 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. 5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as 6. Light as air. Same make of boot. But number 41. Small like a better late than never detective. The whole world is dark and the tracks burn in it with strange... 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. The imprints are 8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here. That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be...
A leader like Titus doesn't let one of his guys out of sight easily, especially at a time like this.
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided...
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Revachol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was...
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy Boy. Wonder who he is. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
He regrets it the moment he says it.
I don't know why I said that. We are not looking for a drummer. We are looking...
The lieutenant clearly appreciates the chance to clear up the drummer issue himself.
Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south toward the traffic jam instead.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no? Mm-hmm. 200. This could be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat hardy boy, the one...
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes. I'm guessing that's the skinny hardy boy. The one with his... Yes, well, he did look a bit like a rat, you're right. Do you think those prints belong to him? I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not. What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance...
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
So far, so good. Only one thing missing.
Of course, there were 8 tracks, but there are only 7 Hardy Boys.
There's one pair missing from the Union box. The 8th pair. I'm going to say it was our old soul. Yes, I doubt the Hardys are going to tell us who this person is. For now, it's best if we just keep our eyes open. I'm sure our investigation will eventually lead us to the old soul.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and a scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you. The frequency tableau lights up, and the soft purr of electrical kittens, radio waves.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. You wonder what the Lieutenant's default radio station is.
Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn on it.
10-4, what's your status? Over. 10-18, 10-20, over. 10-18, 10-20, over. State your message, sir. Over. 10-9, repeat message. Over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. Is
it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge? Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost...
He lost his what now?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge.
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Orson was wondering if you found your badge.
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun, too.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over.
Oh, fuck.
Ten 1, you're breaking up. 10-9, repeat please. Over. 10-9, come in officer. Over. Come in officer. 10-9, repeat message please. Did you misplace your firearm? Over. He says he doesn't have it.
Dear God, he lost his gun? Oh my, I can't.
This isn't really a laughing matter.
Mac can face a giant of Coco Nur by himself, but Disco here made him piss his pants.
Oh, I can't. Fuck. He lost his... Ask him if he still got his wiener.
I'm not going to.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over. That's a negative. Not going to say that.
What's he saying? Share with the class.
He said he sodomized your mother.
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve he's got.
Sure her vanilla waffles were the only thing he ate?
Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. Tell him to apologize.
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims you made about his mother. Over. Mac, he says you shouldn't have antagonized the firewalker in the...
Who?
Satellite Officer V. I'm afraid he might be referring to him.
Firewater? He's lost it. Fuck it. Tell him to find his goddamn bat.
Satellite Officer V. I'm going to report that you are in
pursuit of his.
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. Okay, 10-4.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost your memory. Be smart about this. Ask if he's there.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question. That's a negative, sir. I got a 10-12 here. Over.
What? What is it? He's still on the line?
He wants to verify the information.
But of course, it says Dick Mullen, High General of the Revacholian Cavalry Force.
Tell him to stop wasting time.
What do you need, sir? Over. 10-9, repeat message. I didn't get that, sir. Over.
What? What is it? What can he...
He seems intoxicated and keeps asking me to call him by his name.
Mullen's drunk and emotionally aggressive. That's new.
Wrap it up. Don't indulge in his drunken antics.
10.
You probably don't want to continue on this road.
No, sir, I haven't. You're not really keen on mentioning your home life, so I've always assumed things weren't that good on that front. Over. 10-4.
Does he actually want something, or is he hell-bent on disrupting our work?
He asked if he ever told me about his days before joining.
For God's sake, cut this shit out!
Sir, Satellite Officer Vicmar says... So, was there anything else? Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
18 kilometers to the south, in the 41st Precinct's relay booth, a small crowd has gathered around Communication Officer Jules Oldboy Pidier. Around the small room is filled with cigarette smoke, a buzz with laughter when Officer Judith Minot enters. Her left arm is in bandages, and her...
What is going on here? Did something happen?
What happened is my partner made contact. It's not good. He's lost his badge and his sidearm. He seemed confused.
Mac, the torso Torson, is finger-fucking his fist, laughing hoarsely and apparently telling some dirty story to his partner.
Yeah, Mullen was fucked, all right. Sounded fucked.
Yeah, Mac's right. That was some... Enough! None of this is funny. It's fucking sad. That's what it is.
We must help him.
Yeah? How do you fucking plan to do that, huh? Get him off the drink?
I just know we can't give up on him when he's at his weakest. He wouldn't.
Mac, man the door. You know what he told me? I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. Those were his words. This shit does not leave this room. Not a word of this to the captain. Or anyone else. We'll give him a couple of days to police.
I guess I can hold off the report for a few days.
Good. Okay, everybody. Nothing but a prank call.
Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches with his... A metallic drawer slides out from under this.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not...
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work. The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The handles are long and sleek. You can do good work with it. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Lets you see things. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very... Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the handle is pulled back. Somewhere deep inside the drivetrain, the disc in the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicated.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start with a...
Alternative translation. Don't even think you can drive my...
This is the Couperis Kinema, my motor carriage. You can use the tool...
Motor carriage, motor carriage. Something bad with a motor carriage?
No, I'm afraid not. We have a murder case on our hands, remember?
In the cabin, you see a set.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is...
Received. Hold on.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit to get...
Just wait.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again. There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you. Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone. You know whom.
You think you hear a sliver of accusation in her voice. Don't be paranoid. She's obvious.
I really don't want to talk about this. Let's just forget about this. Oh, maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now. No? Not me. What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the Union already knew about the corpse. No one calls the police. The Union would get angry. You know, what the Union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like...
Garbage.
I didn't want to get in trouble with the others.
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways. No, don't push her. It sounds as if she's about to cry.
The other people who live around here.
Her voice is resigned and...
You don't live here. You don't understand. Squealing is frowned upon here. Everything is dealt with. Please, I just didn't want any trouble. I didn't know I had to report it. I thought someone would take him down eventually.
You can almost hear the girl getting smaller on the other end of the line until she...
No.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner.
Okay. Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law.
Yeah, I think she got it. Good job.
Oh.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? Yes, you absolutely should. It's awful that you lost it. It feels like you haven't worn yours in a long, long time.
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun detective. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and... You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Some poor sod was trying to eat his pudding while you were screaming, spit flying, imitating the mercy shot right next to him. Spat some in his food. I don't think he touched it after.
Me neither.
There is silence on the other end.
No, please, no more suicide threats. Thank God, no idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like, big bucks cannot lie, and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like he pawned it, but believe me, I did not ask. Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. No, absolutely not.
That came so fast, you can't but wonder what else she would be good at. Baseball? Ring a bell quiz shows?
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
No, she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. Some other guy. Like Gart. Trust me, you wouldn't want to be the guy here. You know how it is. Yak, yak, nag, nag. No. You're the guy. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out, lest she turns into a spinster. Oh yeah, my point exactly. You know how they are. Transactional and hysterical. You know what you've got to do. First, you've got to calm her down. Tell her you've got everything under control. Then go and have a little boys' talk with Garty. Think you can do that, Lieutenant Love?
Call was dominated by the other party. Anything else, officer?
It's on. The love quest is on. Too late, everyone. It's on. Take it to Gart now.
Just a second. Sylvie Malaika on the line. Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
You hear the call breaking up on the other end of the radio.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Felicio, and you're listening to Street Freaks FM, bringing you the hottest.
A flock of seagulls takes off nearby. Startled by the roar right away, the lieutenant reaches into the cabin and turns off the radio.
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted a prime line, right?
He's still avoiding your gaze, and his ears glow red.
Oh, is that what it was called?
Go for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on the Speed Freaks FM.
Souped up motor carriage for one bad mama's boy. For the heavier foot and the freaky.
God damn it! Look, it helps me to stay alert on long nights, okay? It's a method. I'm not some kind of speed... Thank you.
This is Precinct 57. Can I connect it to someone? 57.
In the cabin, you see a... The door is closed. This door can only be opened with a key. Still, the lieutenant, he doesn't like where this... A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. The faucet is quite terribly mangled, but you just might be able to twist it. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
Yes?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? This reality. Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy now that I think of...
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on...
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer.
All right, you're in. Begin with the first one.
We're in Martinez, baby. Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the... You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Revachol. Revachol, the great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory.
History detective. They built the nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminar. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island, able to sustain up to 200 million people, in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. Speak for yourself, officer. I'm well known in certain parts as
a collection of tall ghosts behind the water vapor, light reflecting off their glass windows.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are...
Silence. She lowers the water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first... There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
We are where we are. I have no true...
This is one thought you need to complete.
Was there something else you wanted to know?
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner... Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow.
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
Oh, of course not. You are already diligent for getting this far, and...
Indeed. I'm always at your service. A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions? Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just... Ah! This is the... Or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories, mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate. Splat, splat.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat in a...
Wonderful. What I am not is a basic term of reality.
Everyone wants to talk about themselves. She will, in time.
These are unimportant times, detective, for the big time, the revolution. It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral right. They are what they are. Anyway, enough sent. It's a neurological disorder caused by lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include...
She conveys it in short, cold bursts, trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this doomed detective.
Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use. That seems...
What this boils down to is, this reality thing is stupid. Blow this joint.
Yes, and perform autoerotic asphyxiation on yourself with your funny necktie, out in the open somewhere.
Wait. This reality thing is the only game in town. It's probably in your interest not to blow it. She stares at you, head tilted to the side, with a slightly concerned look on her face.
The girl in the old lady rags? Ah, yes. There's something very satisfying about discussing the fundamental facts of reality. Go ahead.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. The faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions.
Where? There? Those are old. These bullets were fired during the Revolution, over half a century ago. They do not warrant investigation. Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go?
Hello, compatriot. You have something to discuss? Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Really, he's just selling his employ. Just follow the smell. It smells like apricot and oil when you're nearby.
Yes.
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. You can't miss him. Just watch yourselves. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right? 100.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Guess so.
the jam, my man?
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me. Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
Behind the laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
So tell me, what do you need? Nope, don't smoke. Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around, waiting for the jam to disperse. Or waiting for the sweet relief.
Hey, isn't he, like, smoking right now?
Okay, but this is my last one. And it's a bad habit. You should quit before both of us have lung cancer. Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic, but those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Just be straight with him.
Hey, man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull some sort of an entrapment thing on me?
Entrapment is where a law officer gets a person to commit a criminal offense they otherwise wouldn't commit, often through...
Yes. It's like trying to trick a person into doing something criminal that they'd never do. So you do realize entrapment doesn't work if you announce you're going to do it in advance.
So much for subtlety. Better get straight to the point.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for...
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up and gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo. And again, look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions. Don't be a stranger.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage. The name, Sileng.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool. The good...
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around the stand. Some distance away, the sound of...
You're very cool.
You feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout brewing.
Don't shoot, officer! Have we got an arrest here or just a shakedown? Good one, officer. You're a funny guy. Now what can... Then fire away, officer. Drugs? I don't go in for that. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah, that's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly,
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs in sight. Not in the box of...
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But, I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street... Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against...
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder, and he's an asshole.
Realizing he can't get out of it.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole. With ingenuity. Nothing. I told you.
And what
crowd? You know, the drug crowd?
No use. He's not telling us. He's too afraid. We need to take him to my station and ask him there.
Okay, look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up. It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't...
It could be. She was strange.
I don't know. I'm not local. I don't know. All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoo?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You, me? It's a boy. Very sharp, officer. I'm Serais from the Sigai province of the Serais Empire.
The apricot suzerainty is what the Sigai archipelago is commonly known as in Revachol. It's a bit of a fraught term, I'm sure you...
No, apricots come from Sigai. My grandma used to grow them. But Sigai is a shithole. Speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur? I send half my profits back to my grandma in Sigai.
No need to dress this one up. Just tell...
Oh, okay. But why, officer? Ah, yes.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very...
Sorry, detective.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph, in her hands, in nothing.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you?
The smile on her face has disappeared. replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s. The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber? Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution. Until you came along, that is. This is...
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim. This man's got a hold over her. Even 50 years later, you can feel it.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint. Someone was their big...
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this string.
I wasn't... Well, you, people. Why not, Harife? It's not like I have any...
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff? I'm starting to think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are...
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots, made of black leather. Buckles run across.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro.
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this.
I could have told you that from just looking at them. A size is 37.
The feet of a little girl. Diamonds. Of course not. But wouldn't it be marked whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine? I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the...
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I go, Harife. It's low.
Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terror.
Then it's contraband, Lowman. What? Do you want to take an... Of course not. To truly understand it, it's an old ballad about... Of course not. No. The boyadero strangles his beloved. The most beautiful.
What if, to truly love a boy...
Did you just call me a lady?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I'm not that either, Harife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long. I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me, because they can no longer recognize the person. The big ones, that in the middle of this town there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people.
You feel very cold suddenly, as if standing face to face.
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time? Oh, Sim.
Something in her is pulling towards some unknown.
She's just...
Come on.
You hear that, Lowman?
Nothing.
He's worried, but...
Oh, the monos of...
A terrible...
The Transcatholia Magistral. You for 1A. At Estradas do Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Irmao. I already. What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel. The great adversary. No drugs can compare. Yes.
I don't like the sound of any of that.
Then what?
This line of questioning is going nowhere.
You're mad, Lowman. What of it? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month I made half a dozen trips from Saram. No, Lowman. Timers are good for you. Easy.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Where do you want me to go? Or...
I think we're done here, no?
Yes.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
You...
With Kim here too? That just sounded...
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the rep... And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long.
He's not telling you the whole story.
You weren't quiet. You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life. And when I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of...
Very normal behavior. You must have been in great shape.
$15 real.
The lieutenant looks from you to Roy, and then back to you. This has got to be them. There's pity there too, in case you didn't notice.
It certainly does, especially in Revachol. She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit. Truth be told, she...
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martin...
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
In that case, she'll be happy to get a visit from us, if we can find out.
My apologies, officer, but I...
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You'll just have to hope Everett wasn't like...
Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they went their way. It was a trip.
Wait, then it might be true. Everett's...
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
Of course. Sure, let me have a look. Jean-Baptiste's summer dinghy rates is 31. What a pleasant time that was. So, what do you want to know? Price? I can give you $3.20 for it. Sure thing. So, do you want to sell anything? Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man. A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold and amber Harman Waushi, stares at you longingly with its tape-reel eyes. You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinket.
Can I help you?
God.
Oh, but he should be. Lay it on him.
Wonderful.
It is. It's...
What? What does that mean? Cock carousel? Does it mean you talked to her? What else did she say about me?
What else do you need? He looks at you, spinning your arms, then leans on the corner and sighs. His head...
She broke the bird, you know. The great skewer. I found it on the ground with the broken wing. On the morning. I should have known. It was her way of telling me to piss off. I should stuff it up my arse.
Yes, the bird is connected to this. It's a symbol of hope, and she broke it.
Huh. Cock carousel. I think I understand now. That's what they ride until, they ride the cock carousel until the clock runs out. Here, have the rest. Now, let me have a drink and think about this shit for a moment. On my own.
And there we have it. Isn't that beautiful?
Just a moment.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed...
And there's no public phones?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping...
A faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. The manager was vague about...
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. I was also hoping she'd heard from... That's just...
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds.
You have more important things to worry about. Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast.
The waterlock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Oh my. What happened? Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me an...
You're welcome.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast...
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with...
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so... Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie. I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket. Oh, thank you, dear. I confess I am...
Even the lieutenant seems happy.
Now, what else, sweetie?
I've got nothing to say to you. What?
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making...
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
Yeah, I heard him. Now, fuck do you think I'm doing? Let me state this very clearly, Capo. Hello, officer.
Explosive laughter follows. To his men, Titus Hardy is a golden god. They want to laugh at his jokes even before they leave.
Again.
Good one, Titus.
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
Not in the arresting mood?
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. While the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve, there's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts. Their eyes are light.
Look, coppers, I know you think you're doing your job here, but...
That's an Easter 50, a Ziemsk-made monstrosity. It'll blow your head clean off. The last thing you hear is a little murmur. Not a blast, not an echo. No one screams. It's more dead cops. Sad news from the district of Martinez, as the bodies of 2 police officers are found floating in the canal. It is believed the officers were pursuing a murder investigation.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Oh.
And what's gonna happen?
Yeah, let me...
Explosive laughter follows.
Again.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time. What are you talking about, Matt? Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy?
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
This person Glenn wants to hire, he really respects her. She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking...
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys. You're not cops here. Don't go digging around.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer?
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later. You see a heavy, the cobalt blue surface, old cobalt paint. The door does not. There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and the material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying, delicate and fragile. They feel alien to the world around you, out of place.
They are armor, no boots. Technically speaking, these are sabatons. Ceramic plate, zirconium dioxide most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel, fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is... The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more armor. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. No, he must have worn something precious underneath his clothes. They've removed all his clothes to get to it. They did not just strip him for the putrid rags. Someone could have cleaned the yard, but that's a...
I hear you, cop, talking shit about the Kuno. Come here and say it to Kuno's face. You wanna fuck me, huh? You wanna fuck the...
Ignore. Say no more. This is about the corpse and inspecting it.
They usually hang them completely naked for that.
What? Are you trying to ignore me now, fuck?
Kuno, this boots shit is super boring, and the guy's a total Victopaz.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years. For a full set, about 4 years of wages. As a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot. Looks like he worked for a private contractor, like Evrard told us. Wealthy. With
a small bell-like sound fills the air.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It's
faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These, like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly. This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils as you push downward and up.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
You're going to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Stop obsessing about your sexuality. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? Maybe we should concentrate on what's outside the boot. There's no way you're getting them off.
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant... Alright then, you can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points have you collected?
Processing will take care of them.
The cadaver slowly... The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester. Oh my, there's something on the belt. A familiar word that speaks to the thirst within you. Vermilion, in yellow letters, along the length of the twisting cargo belt. Only a deep longing for vermilion golden spirits lets you decipher the...
Extremely. Industrial strength. The kind used...
Like in a circus. When the circus leaves town and they tie a black-spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pen.
No. More like in harbor. Like the one just east of here. I get the sense they used whatever was on hand. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt. Buckle closes. Right now, everything seems to fit their confession. It's not merely polyester, it's steel reinforced. This makes getting him down.
The cadaver hang an intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. They concentrate. His corpse is marked by stars. Alcohol and heartbreak.
I have only a cursory knowledge of the science of cybernetics. I would not know if it...
It doesn't seem familiar from the insides of any radio computer your mind can imagine. The somewhat
So am I.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens.
Shit, Kuno! What the...
An instant color camera.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only 1 ampoule left.
It contains insight to the victim's person. This was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted, sure. Just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse, his eyes are milky white and blind to the world. Protruding comically from this, these eyes used to be blue, baby blue. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside.
Good. The victim is of Occidental descent. Light brown hair, blue eyes. I mean white.
I'm gone. Into the wild pale yonder. In the past. Way out in the... I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. Go ahead, Coppo. What do you mean? It's the power of your... You mad...
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more...
He loves those. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Coming right up. Copperoonie, Rooney. Fuck no. You're no Rooney. No, you're not a Harry either. You're a mother because you have loved it, me and Provocopo. It was love all along. Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Looking at my face, motionless. Looking into my eyes. Standing here. Why are you investigating my...
Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring.
Do I remind you of someone? There you go. Look at that bright kid. We're birds of a feather, you and I. Soon you'll...
Feeling nausea, vomiting, tenderness or pain around the liver area, tiny red lines on the skin above.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my...
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess. of only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoo.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso.
Of course. You have questions, don't you? Come back later, Corpo.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this.
But what other options?
Someone else? You mean like the police? Sadly, yes. The whole RCM is out there. I know it's hard, but I assure you, climb up there and saw the branch? I don't trust that ladder. The assailants didn't use it. It's rotten and less sturdy. Honestly, I prefer a non-acrobatic solution to this. There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down after it.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How? It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics work.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertainer Kuno.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss!
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea.
I'll blow his head off.
Take it! Take the shot!
Yeah, take the shot! Kuno wants some of that shit!
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks, securing it in place. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts.
God damn it.
A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow's desk was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised, but above all, he cannot trust his eyes. He feels bad about it. About his eyes mostly. Just having bad eyesight. Probably from a young age. Whatever.
Fucking idiot! Mookaba asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels...
The lieutenant doesn't say a word. Just looks at the...
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains unconscious. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can...
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And... okay, let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way. Hooray for us. To ask the suspect for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Everard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to accomplish this. Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
Honorable One, you have accumulated a substantial amount of honor points on your life path. You are a man most virtuous. Of course there were honor points. Did you think no one was paying attention to all of your honorable deeds? Oh, the modesty on this one. Another 10 honor points for you. You are on the fast track to becoming one of the rarest, most revered of all police officers, an honor cop. Yes, your deeds have spoken for you, Honorable One. But to fully drape oneself in an eternal cloak of honor, a ritual must be completed. A rite of honor. Even among the honorable, only the most dignified are deemed worthy. But you, O honorable one, have excelled. Honor comes from deep within you, and to truly know oneself, to know one's honor, one must reach deep with. You need to bring the thumb of your right hand, your sword hand, to your rectum and stick it in there to form the Arch of Honors.
What are you doing? Really? It seems more like a personal hygiene thing. But let's not delve deeper.
You're right. The lieutenant, although a noble man, does not understand honor like you do. Best not to waste time trying to explain. Lead by. Congratulations, honorable one. You have become a member of a noble faculty. A man kneels, an honor corporal. Go forth and commit even more honorable deeds. And should your resolve ever waver, remember the right of honor. It is an honor to serve with you, honor cop. Finger pistols, 9mm. Snap, snap, baby. Turns out guns aren't that much for protecting as they are for attacking people. If you want to protect people, really work for them, you have to whip out your signature dual 9mm Villiers finger pistols. Who needs real guns anyway? That conversation you just had?